What's up, guys? I'm going to make this quick video on the lower control arm for a Mazda 2003 Mazda 3, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Pardon the noise, they're doing the roof across the street. So where I'm up to here, I had to take the knuckle off. My friend needed the bearing done. You do not have to take the knuckle off to do a lower control arm. This is a lower control arm over here. Basically, the spindle rides on top of this, or the knuckle, and it connects right here to the shock, strut, whatever you want to call it. I took the axle out because it did not want to come out of the spindle, so let's just ignore that. Let's pay attention to this this lower control arm over here. So this is bolted to the subframe over here. So real quick, I guess it's better that it's out the way, that way you could see everything. To remove it, you got to take the ball joint off, or remove it from, remove the spindle from just the lower ball joint. There's a groove in the middle of the knuckle that you could probably stick a pry bar into and pry it open. I believe that's a 14 millimeter that runs across. I know it's dumb to explain it while it's not here, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. And basically, once you pry it open, you basically just gotta fight it. You gotta place this underneath and push this, and that way you could get this to flex down like this and get it out of the socket that it's in. Alright, so anyways, back to the lower control arm. You got 3 bolts holding it in. This 19 millimeter right up here, this is the front of the car. You see? The front of the car. So you got this 19 millimeter bolt here and two 17s right over here. If you're looking at the lower control arm, 2 17s right there. First things first, you want to secure the vehicle safely. I put 2 jack stands, and I still got the jack here, so be safe. Wear gloves or glasses or whatever you want. So I already went ahead and loosened them. I had a 1/2 inch air ratchet right over here, and I loosened them over here with the air gun. Alright, so this 19 millimeter over here, this is the one you're gonna have to wrestle with a little bit also. I was able to I guess break it free with this one. I broke it loose, and then I had to finish taking it off with this 19 millimeter wrench, because the 1/2 inch and the what do you call it, the socket's too big for this. Also, this is out of the way here, but the AC compressor and this bracket is in the way. Let me try and angle it over here. This AC bracket over here and the compressor's out the way. I thought I could get away with just taking off the plate, but no, you got to move the whole the whole engine basically up. It sounds a little harder than it is, but it's not. So we're gonna come up top here. This is the front of the engine again, so this is the passenger side. I removed this coolant hose. You don't have to, but it was just getting in the way of my gun. There's 2 17 millimeter bolts holding the motor mount to the engine. Before you do that, actually, you want to support the engine with a jack, and I put a wooden plank, or whatever you want to call it, a piece of wood, supporting the oil pan. There's a perfect flat spot there that you could put it on, you know, front to back. This instead of putting metal to metal and possibly cracking the oil pan, I put this piece of wood to support it. So that's that right there. So when you take these 2 bolts out, there's one right here in the front and one right in the back. See, this is the coolant reservoir, just so you get an orientation. Once you pull those off, remember to have this underneath. Then after that, you can start jacking up the engine, and the engine will move freely upwards. So now, just to finish it off, I'm going to finish taking the bolts out. Let me see if I can get a good angle on this. Let me see. Alright. This one you could slide out now. There you go. See how you got space for it? And now, let me see if I can get a good view on this one. Where are the 2? Alright, here. Now you got the 2 17s over here. No, wrong way. Alright. That's one. Oh, make sure you spray some WD-40 or penetrating fluid before you start. This is the other one. Alright, let me get the gun, it's taking too long. There you go. That should come out now. That's two. Now, all it is to remove the control arm. There you go. There it is. This is the control arm. Oh, knocking shit over. Alright, the reason why I'm changing it is because my friend complained that as he's driving he feels a really bad rattling sound. Now, if you look in here, this thing is moving way too easy. It's ripped off. I'm trying to get a better view of it. It's ripped off right in there. It's hard to tell. Let's see if I could put my feet together and show you. You see how bad that flexes over here? That is not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be pretty stiff. A little bit of flexing just to, you know, a little bit of shock absorbing, but this is no good at all. So just to show you again, this is the front. Let me hold this up there. So this is the control arm. It's facing this way, just like this. That's where it goes. And then I'll reinstall it. Alright, so this is the new one. This is the old one. It's hard to tell, but if you see this move, you can see this move. That one's moving a lot. This one is stiff as hell. I can't even move it. Alright, so this one's from Mazda. That's the part number. C51334300. And it came with a new ball joint. You using the right cutting cars for this? Of course not. Oh yeah. And it's better that you get the full ball joint. That way you get a new one, and you don't have to worry about it being wrong, being bad. So what I want to do is lubricate these two sides over here and this section, because that's where it's going to slide on. So you can put some penetrating fluid or WD-40 or whatever. I did this side already. So all you gotta do is try and slide it back in by yourself. Hold on. Use my holder. Alright, so I'm gonna slide it back on. Try and catch it in here. There you go. Just gonna have to line this up later. First, I'm gonna put some anti-seize on the bolts. Remember, this is the one sliding in this way, and these are the two sliding up underneath. Alright, so I started to guide them in. I put the front one in. And I also put the two underneath right there. You're going to tighten up those. Then we'll get to the top. Alright, so I tighten up this one. It's a little difficult to catch the thread, because you got to wiggle this around the control arm. So now I'm going to tighten up the other two. The other two right over here. It's hard to tell. That's the control arm right there. Right there. What time's the charm? Yeah, right there. I finished going. Alright, now we're gonna go to the top and tighten up the... I got the bolt holes lined up. Now I'm going to drop the engine. You're going to see it move. See it? Now they're aligned. I can take the jack off. Now I'm going to tighten that. For that. After you put that, now you got to put the spindle and the lower ball joint back together. I'll show you what that is. This is the spindle here. I didn't have to take it off, but we did a bearing on this. I had to take it to a shop and do it. Pretend you're looking at this from the top. This is where the ball joint goes here. So you're gonna want to lubricate this back up. And you got this bolt that goes through here, which is I believe a 14 and a nut. That's what clamps this down over here. So I hope this video helped you out on doing a lower control arm for a Mazda 3. Thanks for watching.